What the heck is up, everyone? It's your boy Xmanny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video. Hope you enjoyed my top 10 Marvel Legends category videos. If you haven't already, please check them out. I originally planned on doing a year-in review segment in my last top 10 video, but was going to take up way too much time. You guys know I try my best to avoid making my videos too long, but let me know if you like long videos or short videos, or maybe something in the middle. Anyways, this is just a brief year-in review and wanted to give out a few awards to some categories. Some I'll go over, some I won't, trying to keep this video short as I'm still on vacation and want to enjoy most of my time, but figured I'd do something a little different and hope you find it entertaining to talk about. As always, before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, let's go! For my Marvel Legends 2021 year-in review, it was a special one. It had its thunder as well as its blunder. No line is perfect, you know, every toy line will have its blunders throughout the year. But the good outweighs the bad heavily. But let's start with the bad, and that's getting more outdated bucks on some figures we needed updates on or newer versions. The ones that left collectors scratching their heads is the Retro Spider-Man 2099 on the Pizza Spidey buck instead of the superposable body, which then the Symbiote Spider-Man and Sensational Spider-Man Ben Reilly were revealed on that body. I don't remember if it was before or after the Spider-Man 2099 was revealed, but it doesn't matter. Just the fact that it wasn't on that updated superposable body did upset many collectors, so they skipped that new body entirely for 2021 on all Spider-Man comic figures. Pathetic. I don't know why they do this. When they introduce a new body mold, it's like they won't use it for like a whole year. I remember, I believe the Omega Red body mold was 2018, and then we didn't see that body for like a year later with Warpath in 2019, I want to say. And it's very rarely used. Another example was the AOA Sabretooth and Cyber that weren't used since 2017 from the Colossus Warlock wave and Death's Head 2 from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 wave. Like, that's 3 years, come on. Don't know why they're not giving us all these modes that fans love, but constantly reuse the same Bucky Cat molds and, you know, Pizza Spidey molds. So it's great they introduced the Vulcan body to be the new standard body over Bucky Cat, but I'm gonna be real skeptical because now it's like, okay, are we just gonna see it for Vulcan, and then is it going to be the same deal with the Omega Red body and the Colossus body mold where we'll only see them 3 times the next 3 years? Again, I gotta see it to believe it. It just leaves a bad taste in our mouths, you know? Speaking of Bucky Cap, Cyclops getting gypped out of an update again by keeping him on the Bucky Cap mold for his House of X and AOA versions. So yeah, that does get tiring. Other things, revealing a Doctor Doom head for the final tier of Galactus HasLab was an utter disappointment. And some unnecessary overpriced items such as the Retro Venom, a figure on a $20 mold that we had to pay an extra $12 for a special cardboard box. Ouch. I love the figure, but not the price. They could keep that box. To add more to that, the announcement of a $44 20th Marvel Legend Anniversary Hulk figure with 2 goofy looking head sculpts, a useless Mandroid head, and more cardboard, that's just not cool. The biggest thing that shook the entire community were the Sentinel knees. We all remember the controversy for that. This had everyone worried, but thanks to some videos like Robo from the Foosh with a quick fix, all that smoke kinda died down afterwards. And now on to the good, definitely the year of villains, as we've never had an array of villains within a year like this before in the line. It's something many collectors, myself included, have been requesting for the longest, and it looks like it'll continue next year as well. How many times have we seen year after year where they pump out so many heroes and little villains, and it's just good to see that, if anything, there was probably more villains this year or balanced out, and it definitely kept a lot of things fresh that way. We get more unique molds across comic figures, best year of females by far, with introducing lots of new body molds and double jointed pinless elbows, which is headed to become the norm for them. some oversized premium deluxe figures like MODOK and a towering Surtur that stands 13 inches tall, which is great to know we can have bigger figures that won't be restricted or scaled back by being a BAF in a wave. We're relying on HasLab to get a big figure, period. More new army builders, new retro waves like the Fantastic Four, our first HasLab release in the Sentinel, and the announcement of the next HasLab in Galactus that will be a major improvement from the learning curves of the Sentinel. Great mixes of all mediums from comics, movies, video games, TV shows, and animation. The comic figures were definitely the winners, but still had some very strong offerings from the other mediums. Still, a great year for Legends, arguably the best year. So now let's get into my end of the year awards, which goes to the following. For the worst wave of the year, I'm giving it to the What If wave, the Watcher Build-A-Figure series. I thought it was going to be the Eternals. I was saying that at first, but I take that back as I really enjoyed those figures and they look so good all together. But What If was very disappointing. I mean, the Star-Lord T'Challa, the Heist Nebula. Like, I only reviewed about 3 figures in the wave, which was the Captain Carter, Zombie Cap, and the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. I was going to review Sylvie, but I was just like, after those 3 figures, I was like, yep, nope, I am not feeling the wave at all. So I just kind of stopped and didn't finish the wave because I'm not going to continue to do something that I'm not enjoying. So I think Captain Carter and Zombie Cap were the best figures out of that wave. Oh, well, you know what? Sylvie came out pretty good too. I'm not going to lie. She came out pretty good. Oh, and the Strange Supreme, but the rest was just, ugh. Worst figure of the year, I gotta give it to Star-Lord, as we were just talking about the What If wave. Yeah, the Star-Lord T'Challa is Takaka. Almost everything about this figure just looks wrong. I was actually watching Shartimus Prime's top 10 worst Marvel Legends videos. I was just watching that, and you know what? Whether you like the guy or not, you gotta agree with him. Yeah, everything is like wrong about this figure. The neck is the worst when trying to swap the heads as the entire peg pops out. Then trying to detach that from the head is a pain. My most disappointing figure of the year, not to get it twisted with the worst figure of the year. Personally for me, my most disappointed figure of the year goes to AOA Cyclops. If you saw my review, you know exactly how I feel. Because he's my absolute favorite design from AOA. He was the most badass looking character in that story. He just looks like a freaking renegade, and the figure didn't make him look tough, man. It made him look so soft. You know, for me, to make him look better, you saw what I did. I had to paint the boots in black and the gloves in black, like new sculpted parts, like his arms and the overlay bandolier. That looks good, but being on the Bucky cap does not help at all. The long hair looks like he has a receding hairline. They didn't give him a 5 o'clock shadow. Ugh, this was just painful. And you know, with all the running changes that wave went through, from the Shadow Cat, from the black eyebrows to the brown eyebrows, from Rogue being glossy to matte, the dry brushing on Iceman, at least, you know, you would think that they would do a running change for Cyclops and give him a 5 o'clock shadow. At least they could have done that. But nope. So yeah, Cyclops just keeps getting robbed off of great body molds, and hopefully we can have a Cyclops on that new Vulcan body. He's in dire need to be put on a new mold. For Wave of the Year, I'm giving it to the X-Men Age of Apocalypse Wave 2 Colossus Build-A-Figure series. Every single figure besides Cyclops was great in this wave. My runner-up would be the Iron Man Wave Ursa Major Build-A-Figure series, but what held it back for me was having about 3 to 4 Iron Mans in the wave, where we could have gotten a Whiplash, Mandarin, etc. So yeah, the AOA wave was my number 1, Ursa Major number 2. If I have to say what was my third favorite wave, probably the Fantastic Four Retro wave. Or the Supervillains wave Zemnu Build-A-Figure series. Now we got some good waves this year. Now for my BAF of the year, you already know it's the AOA Colossus. He's just so much more awesome when you pair him with Kitty. But just by himself, you could feel the power of that figure. Female figure of the year is Tigra, so no secret there, especially if you saw my top 10 videos. But my worst female figure of the year is not Sue Storm Invisible Woman. It's going to be Marvel Girl from the House of X-Wave. You see, at least with the Invisible Woman, I can pop that head off and put one of the 2 previous Sue Storm heads, and it's fine. Plus, The way that body articulates, way better than this Marvel girl. Holy crap, this Marvel girl was awful. Like, the face sculpt is pretty, that is my favorite thing about it, but articulation wise, definitely the worst articulation. And my god, what did they do with her boots? Just painting yellow over heels? It looks like she has socks on, with heels over socks. It just looks terrible. I know that's a fashion trend, but that's just not the fashion of the character in the comics. Yeah, that skirt does not help at all. The elbows are terrible. The ball jointed waist didn't really do much either. The best oversized figure goes to the HasLab Sentinel. Well, you already know why. This figure needs no explanation for this category. The best multi-pack, I'm giving it to the Wolverine versus Amazon exclusive. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know some of y'all hated this offering, but for me, giving us 3 first-timers in the line, one that helps round out the Hellfire Club. We get another leader in Callisto whenever they round out the Morlocks. Cyber, who was always high on my list. A more 90s accurate Omega Red and a battle damage Wolverine makes for a lot of fun displays and expands the X-Men shelf. The worst multi-pack, I'm giving it to the PulseCon exclusive New Wave MODOK and the Captain. I just don't think this should have been an exclusive. It was just dumb. Especially for the price point, they could have put those New Wave parts with the actual MODOK figure. Best regular deluxe, I'm giving it to the Hydra Stomper, pairing him with Captain Carter adds that oomph to that fun factor, Best deluxe multi-pack, I am giving it to Obadiah Stane and Ironmonger because, oh my god, that Ironmonger is just a straight up beast. Most underrated figure, I think this is kind of a tie for me. Well, at least I'm gonna have 2 to share this, and AOA Iceman. I thought that is the best Legends Iceman, and I thought it would get more love and photos and stuff, and I haven't really seen a lot of people take photos of it, and he's just a tremendous looking figure, way better than any of the previous Icemans. He definitely gives me those 90s Toy Biz vibes. I believe I saw Talker Art putting like the Toy Biz pieces on that AOA Iceman, and it looked really tough, so I think he's gonna make me go backtrack and get that figure just to add more fun factor to this figure. Then the other one I would like to say Moira McTaggart. If I had an honorary mention in my female figure list, I would definitely put Moira McTaggart there. Looking back at it, I think she should have been on my list because her playability was so good. I mean, the fact that you can give her 2 outfits, interchangeable outfits, and make it look like 2 different people almost. It's just a really, really nice concept. Best retro figure, I'm giving it to the PulseCon exclusive Venom. Despite the price and despite the holes, like I said before, it's a teaser to a comic version and he looks amazing in package. But make no mistake about it, if you have this figure in your hand, you can't deny he is a lot of fun to pose. The best premium deluxe figure, I gotta give it to MODOK, man. That thing just looks incredible. I wish I was able to review it, but during the time I was, it was during my hiatus, and so I needed that mental break. But yeah, I will definitely try to get around taking photos of this guy. Best movie figure, I'm giving it to Surtur. I mean, man, when was the last time we got a Marvel Legends that was 13-inch at retail? He was just impressive with the double diaphragm joint on the articulation. Yeah, the shoulders were, a little wonky. I wish they moved up a lot higher, but he's still impressive. And this figure stands out the most in anyone's MCU collection. For the best comic-based figure, gotta give it to the House of X Sentinel. Best sculpt and paint combo, again, gotta give it to the Sentinel. Best accessories, the Sentinel. The tears make it fun to go back and forth with repeatedly. Worst articulation, well, I've mentioned it before, it's Marvel Girl. Best articulation, I'm giving it to the Gamerverse Spider-Man Miles Morales. And the best 6-inch scale figure overall goes to the Gamerverse Spider-Man Miles Morales. His paint and sculpt combo is just top tier, especially next to the Sentinel. Freaking accessories galore. Articulation, photography, even his camouflage variant looks amazing. So yeah, man, this figure has it all. Now I kick it back to you. Did I miss a category? If I did, please, sound off below and I'll jot it down for the next time I do a video like this. I want to know what were your favorite highlights of Marvel Legends this year, as well as your lows. Feel free to name your very own awards in the comment section. Please keep it civil so we can all have some friendly discussions. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Alright, so that was my Marvel Legends year in review. Just to give you a heads up, I'll have my top 10 favorite action figures of 2021 video up soon, so look out for that. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.